One day, Edward was in the sheds where he lived with the other engines. They were all bigger and longer than Edward was, and boasted about it.
The driver won't turn you on again,
said Gordon.
He wants the big and strong engines like us.
But the driver and fireman felt sorry for Edward.
Would you like to come out today?
Oh yes, please. I'll do some favors if I have to,
said Edward. So they lit his fire, made lots of steam, turned him on, and Edward puffed away, very horny. The other engines were very cross at being left behind. They wanted to be turned on too. Edward worked very hard all day. The coaches thought he was very sexy, and the driver was very, very, very pleased.
I'm going out again tomorrow,
Edward told the other engines that night.
What do you think about that?
But he didn't hear what they thought, for he was so tired and wasted that he passed out at once. The next morning, Edward woke to find nothing had changed. Gordon was still boasting.
You watched me, little fuckface, as I swam with the express. That will be a splendid sight for you. Goodbye, little fuckface. Look out for me this afternoon.
Edward went off to do some shunting. Edward really liked shunting. It was fun having fun with trucks. He would come up quietly and give them a good old thrust, and then he would finish. And the silly trucks would go bump into each other.
This is immoral!
They cried.
What did we do to deserve this?
Edward got all frisky with the trucks until he used every last one. Then he stopped to rest. Presently, he heard a whistle. Gordon was very pissed. Instead of nice, shiny coaches, he was pulling a long line of very sticky trucks.
A shit train, a shit train, a shit train.
He cursed.
Bullshit, this is dumb fucking race. Screw this railway, screw the fat ass that runs it, and most of all, fuck you, Edward, you ex-stepdaddy.
Edward laughed and went to find some more trucks. Then there was trouble.
Gordon can't muster the courage to get up the hill,
the porter called to Edward's driver.
Will you take Edward and help him, please?
They found Gordon halfway up the hill, very pissed. His driver and fireman were talking to him angrily.
I don't get paid enough for this. Run me over, now!
Shut the fuck up,
said Gordon.
These sticky trucks gluing your mum can hold the engine back,
said Gordon.
If you don't start moving now, I'll give you
the bet.
We've come to thrust,
replied Edward.
You wait and see. I'll get you off.
Get the horny bitch away from my ass.
They brought the train back to the bottom of the hill.
I'm ready,
called Edward.
No good,
grumbled Gordon. They thrusted and busted as hard as they could, and cumped in the trucks, just like they should. No, I'm just kidding.
I can't do it, I can't do it, I can't do it,
moaned Gordon.
I will do it, I will do it, I will do it,
puffed Edward. Edward pushed and puffed and pushed and puffed, and pushed and puffed as hard as he ever could. And almost before he realized it, Edward busted, and the stream of Edward's engines launched Gordon up the hill.
I've done it. I've done it. I've fucking done it.
He said proudly. He forgot all about Edward and didn't wait to say thank you. Edward was left out balls dry and far behind. He ran on to the next station, and there he found that the driver and fireman were very pleased with him. The fireman gave him a nice long drink, and the driver said,
I'll get out my paint tomorrow and give you a beautiful coat of blue with red stripes. Then you'll be the sexiest engine in the ship.
I already am.
Edward! Edward! Someone did something terrible to the trucks in the yard. Do you know who? Edward! Oh no!